Welcome to another production of ParkTV 16 Sports on Location. Tonight we are at the beautiful campus of Benilde-St. Margaret's, the McQuinn Athletic Complex, bringing you boys section 5A lacrosse. Are we starting now? Oh, okay, we're here. All right, we're underway, and the Red Knights have it. They're the #1 seed against Wayzata, the #2 seed, and you are watching ParkTV 16 Sports, and this is going to be a war between these two teams. And just as we get underway, a timeout taken by Coach Giuseppe Palermo, and that is not unusual for him to call timeouts at what I would call unorthodox times. But that'll give us a chance to set the stage here. Both these teams come in with a 14-1 record. The Trojans of Wayzata out of the Lake Conference in first place in their conference. We're 5-1 in the conference, and as I mentioned, 14-1 overall. Meanwhile, the Red Knights second in their conference, unbelievable as that may sound. They lost the conference title to Bloomington Jefferson, who was 6-0. Red Knights were 5-1 in the conference, 14-1 overall. And now they are taking on Wayzata, the #2 seed in this Section 5A tournament. And after just getting underway, there is Axel Esco, the goaltender, #25, comes in with a 4.69 goals against average. He's faced 174 shots. He's allowed 50 goals with 124 saves. And the timeout was taken with the Red Knights with the ball. They're going right to left. The sun setting behind us. Beautiful night here in St. Louis Park, 71 degrees, winds 11 miles out of the east. There was a thunderstorm earlier with lightning. That has gone through, and it's mostly sunny here in St. Louis Park. My name is Robert Christensen. Glad you're with us here on ParkTV 16 Sports. Okay, play underway once again. 11 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in quarter #1, and the Red Knights are on offense first, and that is #34, Dylan Parker. Feeds the top of the key, and the shot by the #1 goal scorer on the Red Knight team. His first shot of the night, and what a good omen that is if you're a Red Knight fan. That is Gus Bell, #6, with his 36th goal of the year. Obviously, he came in with 35 goals to go along with 31 assists. The senior attacker takes the nice pass from Dylan Parker, who has 12 assists on the year. Now he has 13, and that goal comes in the very first minute of play, and you've got to think back to that timeout by Giuseppe Palermo right after they score a goal. Things that don't happen consecutively after the other always cause it, but you can't say it didn't either. So nice timeout there by Palermo, and now on the ensuing face-off, that is #2 with the long stick, Riley Murphy, the senior defender. And the Red Knights have the ball again. Possession is 9/10 of the law in lacrosse. You win those face-offs, you win matches, and the Red Knights have won the first two, and they've got a 1-0 lead, and they have possession of the ball with just under 11 minutes to go, as that was Dylan Popane, #1, who has 32 goals, 34 assists. The junior attacker rolls it. And the reason why they do that is that this sun is going to come into play as it sets behind our camera angle, and it will get in the eyes of these players that are playing that far sideline, looking back towards the west into the sunshine, which is why they roll the ball when they can to pass it. Now right inside the shot, Hunter Payer took it right in front. Nice feed from the right flank, and his shot goes wide left, but the Red Knights retain possession, and there was that replay and a near miss by Hunter Payer, #5, who has 28 goals on the year. And now Dylan Parker, who has an assist tonight, loses his defender, up to sky rolled to the far side, Popane. Now he delivers it inside. The shot taken by Gus Bell, looking for his second goal of the night. Rebound, Hunter Payer chasing it, and they award it to the Red Knights, and that is #30 with it, or excuse me, Henry Kirk of Wayzata. And now the Trojans in their blue and gold uniforms, and he gets hacked from behind by Hunter Payer, and that's gonna draw a flag, and I think Payer is gonna take a knee in the invisible penalty box, and he will trot off, #5, there he is. So a player advantage for the Trojans of Wayzata. Right there, the trip or the cross check from behind. And Hunter Payer is on the sideline. They usually take a knee. I'm looking over there. You can kind of see him, but he's not taking a knee. I don't think that's mandatory, but they typically do that. But there he goes. He's on the knee. And now Wayzata has it. This is their first offensive possession. in the match with 9:38 to go, down by 1. Top of the key, that's number 8, Cullen Britz, the junior attacker with 22 goals, 42 assists. Now behind the net to number 22, Finn Miller. Ball ends up in the basket of number 6, Cam Johnson, the sophomore. Red Knights more experienced, they're more senior-laden team, and now the quick shot off the post by number 8, Cullen Britz, as he bounced it, and the post on the right side was Axel Esco's friend in nets. And you can see him fighting that sun right there. There's the replay, and he looked back, and now another shot rifles in from the far left flank by number 2 for Wayzata. That was Bennett Brown, the junior. He's got 37 goals on the year. Now Wayzata maintains possession. We're under 9 minutes to go. Quarter number 1 just underway in this championship 5A final. Winner goes to the state tournament, loser goes home for the summer, and the seniors are done for their high school career. And that shot taken by number 18, Will Maleka, the junior midfielder, 17 goals, 15 assists on the year for him. Okay, now with it, number 2, Bennett Brown, looking back towards that sun, setting in the west. It will set just before 9 o'clock. Right now it's approaching 8, so another hour or so of direct sunlight, and now that pass misses the cue, and that's going to be an unforced error. Maybe it was forced by the perimeter defense of the Red Knights. Nevertheless, it's a turnover, and the Red Knights have the ball. The clock stopped with 8:24 remaining in quarter number 1, and that is Sky rolled with the ball. Number 3 is he'll trot in on that right side in a sun-splashed field here. You wouldn't have known that a severe thunderstorm came through here about an hour ago with lightning, heavy rain, downpours, flooding slightly in the baseball field behind us. There was a 30-minute delay in the girls' Red Knight victory over Champlin Park. They're going to the state tournament, and the boys are looking to follow suit here in the doubleheader at home. And there's a shot by Dylan Parker, and what a save by the goaltender for Wayzata. I haven't mentioned him much yet. That's Henry Kirk. He's a senior captain. Goal against average similar to Esco's, 4.5. And now the shot and another deflection. I'm not sure if a defenseman shot, but who took that shot for the Red Knights was number 16, Holton Vanderlinde. And then he took a shot from the defense right here. He got in on the doorstep, and number 18, and then the Malachi crunch from the other side, the blind side, decks Holton Vanderlinde, but it looks like he's going to be okay. And now Gus Bell, who has the lone goal so far with 7.5 minutes to go in quarter number 1. Gell up to Popane. Popane had 2 goals in the semifinal. Now rolled, rotates it around to the far side. Rushing that far side was Vanderlinde. Now behind the net, Dylan Parker fakes the shot, comes in and scores it. Goal number 2, brilliant goal by number 34. Senior Dylan Parker. What I liked is from behind the net, he had that first initial fake right there, and he drew in number 18. That gave him the cue to come in. He beat the defender number 24 coming in late from the backside, and he beats the goaltender Henry Kurt up high just under the crossbar. And that second goal by the Red Knights comes with 7:11 remaining in quarter number 1. Back to the center circle, midfield, and the faceoff taken by number 7, Benji Watts, and he wins it. He gets it to Parker, cross, there's a scoring opportunity, and that is Gus Bell from Dylan Parker, his second assist of the night. He assisted to Gus Bell on goal number 1, and there was Benji Watts. He couldn't quite come up with it, but he was able to kick it ahead, which is legal. And then Dylan Parker, somehow out of the corner of his eye, saw a wide open Gus Bell at an angle coming in and beating Kurt, and just like that, 3-0 Red Knights, 7 minutes to go, quarter number 1, back to midfield, and the face-off with Benji Watts. Watts was taking on number 10 for Wayzata. That was Parker Thompson, the senior midfielder. And the ball was awarded to the Red Knights, and Sky rolled, comes off the sideline, and he sprints ahead to the near side, and he'll wind around. And there is Popane. Dylan Popane, number 1. Back to Parker, who has a goal and 2 assists. And now inside, he almost got another one as he hit Hunter Payer, and his shot gets deflected, and now Wayzata picks it up on defense, and rushing with it in the long stick is number 3, Alex Score for Wayzata. Nice job maintaining possession, and now another miscue there, and who's gonna get it? No Wayzata Trojans. In fact, number 22 couldn't handle it. Finn Miller chose not to chase it for some unknown reason, and now the Red Knights are gonna take advantage, and with the long stick, that was number 2 for Benilde, Riley Murphy, the senior, and it's out of bounds, and now Wayzata has it back. They've got to find some offense here somewhere. Now the pass gets lofted and bounces over, and that again is 2. Murphy trying to get it. 2 long sticks fighting for it, and Murphy's going to come up hobbling there as it looks like he took a shot to that left knee. We'll see if they replace him. Looks like he's going to play on here. Now with the ball for the Trojans is number 6. That's Cam Johnson, the sophomore attacker. 5:40 to go, quarter number 1. Fast-moving game. All kinds of action. Now rushing the near side, and with the low shot taken by number 18, Will Maleka, the junior midfielder. And he gets his own rebound behind the net. Tried the feed inside, misses the mark intended for number 6, Cam Johnson, but it did end up in the basket of number 20 right there. Tried to get a return pass, Ryder Alstead, the sophomore. And now in the far corner, a traveling call signal. There was the shot by 18 Maleka as it just skirts by Axel Esco. And the Trojans will retain possession with 5 minutes to go. Quarter number 1, our score 3-0 Benilde. Winner goes to the state tournament next week. And there's a shot taken by number 2 for Wayzata, Bennett Brown, the junior. Here he was, and it was way off the mark, wide left. And the Trojans retain possession. Number 6 behind the net. Cam Johnson will start it off, comes right in, tried to do a wraparound, so to speak. He took a hit from the defenders. Number 13 especially, Raphael Johnson-Nixon. Along with 22 on defense, Jack Bourget. I don't mention defense nearly as much as I should, but right there, those 2 guys played a significant role thwarting that offensive opportunity. Now with it, number 18. That is Will Maleka. He loses it and out of bounds. Possession will remain with Wayzata. 4.5 minutes to go, quarter number 1. All right, Wayzata all in blue. Red Knights all in white with red trim. Now that's number 2, Bennett Brown. Turns on the afterburners and takes a shot and scores it, beating Axel Esco. And I do wonder if the sun may have had a little bit of an impact on that shot, as it appeared to me that Esco may have been frozen. But what a great effort here by the junior midfielder, Bennett Brown. Almost blind, almost hits his own defender and beats Esco. And you can see that sun with the shadow right there. He wasn't looking directly at it, but still out of the corner of your eye, that sun could still have an impact. And Wayzata obtains a much needed goal. That comes with 4:16 to go. Goal scored by Bennett Brown. That's his 38th of the year to go along with 13 assists. And Wayzata is on the board, and they win the ensuing faceoff. Number 16, Odin Schoen, the sophomore, gets it poke checked away by number 11 for the Red Knights, Brady Marcus, the sophomore. And they're gonna get it back. Great defense by Marcus, and now he'll have it. He'll give it up to number 24, Judah Johnson-Nixon. I was down on the field watching him warm up. He is a big kid, Judah Johnson-Nixon. And now with it, number 11, Brady Marcus. Nice job by Marcus, number 11, playing well here in the first quarter on defense. Now the roll to Popane. Dylan Popane, 32 goals, 34 assists on the year. Gives it up to Sky Rolled and his 41 goals to go along with 23 assists. Lots of offensive power out there. But our score is 3-1, and now we have a whistle. And I'm not sure what the issue is there. I think it had something not to do with the play, maybe the field or so forth. But Rolled comes in and scores it. Wow. Lightning fast shot there by Sky Rolled. Gives the Red Knights their 4th goal of the night. That comes with 3:19 remaining. And here he is, and look at the speed. That is starting to become apparent to me, is that the Red Knights team speed might be the significant advantage over this Wayzata team. They just seem to be able to run away from the defenders And that's what's becoming apparent here. 4-1, 3:19 to go. Back to midfield and the face-off at the center circle. Wayzata needs to get possession of that ball if they want to get back in this thing. Down 3, which isn't much in lacrosse, but it can be. And now picking it up on the face-off was number 12 for the Trojans, Will Schneider, the senior captain defender, but they're gonna stop the clock and give the ball back to Wayzata. All right, clock winding down, 3:11 to go with the ball. Number 22, Finn Miller, with his 17 goals and 10 assists on the year, being pushed back nicely by the Red Knights' 23, Jack Anderson. Or that's Jack Bourget, sorry, 22. 22 against 22. Now with it for the Trojans, number 15, that is Jacob Bear. Now gives it up to number 6 at the top of the key, Cam Johnson. Johnson rushes the left side and he gets pushed, and they're gonna call an offensive foul. I don't know what that would have been other than if number 6, Johnson, kind of used an elbow maybe to kind of push his way through, kind of like a basketball player driving. Sometimes it's almost like a charging call. And now Sky rolled going around these Wayzata Trojans like they're folding chairs. That is the team speed here, which is the significant difference so far in my estimation. Now number 1, Dylan Popane, with 2:15 to go and a 3-goal lead. Spin move, watch him fly this thing, and the goaltender saw it all the way. Henry Kurt with a T, K-I-R-T, makes the save. And a nice job by him. And now he finds pressure and he dumps it off to number 30 for the Trojans. That is Kurt playing back and forth. I got those two confused. And now the interception, my goodness. Wow, that was a beautiful interception by Jack Bourget. It looked like a free safety in football, didn't it? But he gave it right back, and now slipping. And that would have been from the wetness and the rain that we had here earlier, although this field is very good at draining. And there's 24, Judah Johnson-Nixon. Oh my goodness, gets it ahead to Hunter Payer. He takes a hit, ball loose. Now with it is number 11. That is Brady Marcus, and it goes out of bounds. And that stops the clock with 1:18 remaining, and the home crowd is enthused here. Meanwhile, on the left side of the stands, just below our press box here, those clad in blue, awful quiet. 1:15 to go. Red Knights with the ball, and again, a 3-goal lead. Looking to extend it here in the waning moments of quarter number 1. There is number 16, Holton Vanderlinde. Gives it up to the far side. That's Gus Bell. Gets poke checked away nicely by number 12 for Wayzata, Will Schneider, the captain, and he's on the way into the offensive zone with that long stick, getting chased from behind by number 23, Jack Anderson. And now the Trojans have the ball with 42 seconds to go. That is number 22, Finn Miller. Miller now winds back around, 35 seconds remaining. He'll wait for some substitutions, and look at the Red Knight defense just keeping the Wayzata Trojans so far from the net, coming way out there on defense, making him work every inch as they close the gap. That is number 8, Cullen Britz. Britz winding around, looked like he was taking a shot. He does. He tried to bounce it. It goes wide right past Esco and out of bounds, stopping the clock with 13.2. Now clock running again and stopped again. Now at 11.5. Wayzata, one last chance here. That's number 6 with it. Cam Johnson looking for some room, trying to wrap around. 9 seconds remaining. Still looking. He's going to try to force it. Tries to go low. Gets deflected in front. And number 2, Riley Murphy comes up with it. And that should do it as he launches it all the way down in desperation. And the horn sounds, signaling the end of quarter number 1. So after 1 complete in the Section 5A final, our score, Red Knights 4, Trojans 1. Stay around for quarter number 2. You're watching ParkTV 16 Sports.
Sometimes there's no do-over. Some things you can't rewind. That's when an extra safety step could mean the difference between a close call and a call to 911. Simple steps save lives. Learn more at poolsafely.gov.
Welcome back to Park TV 16 Sports on Location. We're about to begin quarter number 2 of this boys Section 5A lacrosse final. Winner goes to the state tournament. After one quarter complete, our score 4-1. Red Knights leading at home. Trojans trying to fight their way back. They switch sides as the sun continues to set here in St. Louis Park. My name is Robert Christensen. Glad you're with us. Great lacrosse action on hand, and it has been rough out there as the ball gets bounced around here early in the second. Picked up by number 3 for Wayzata. That is Alex Score, the senior. And now a turnover as number 3 is going, "What are you talking about, ref?" Still pleading his case. There's no appellate court here in lacrosse, and now a referee's coming all the way back, and maybe he did find an appeals court judge here, and they're going to talk about it, and let's see if that changes anything. As number 3 advocating for himself, Alex Score, and good for him for standing up for himself. Looks like he did it in a very respectful manner, and it came to no avail though. It's hard to get referees to change their mind, and I wish I understood what that infraction was so I could describe it to you, but hopefully you at home know better than I. So I'll allow you to use your imaginations to fill in the blanks there, but I do know this, the Red Knights have the ball and a 3-goal lead. This is their first offensive possession of the second, and there's that sun. That sun coming into play. It's just right at that angle. You really notice it in Minnesota when you're driving in October as the days get shorter, and at that 5 o'clock rush hour, that sun can be right on the horizon, and it is dangerous. And right there, that's exactly what they're facing, and that's why Dylan Parker missed it. So let's see if the Trojans can take advantage, and there they roll it right there. That's to avoid that exact same miscue with that sun. It won't be here for the entire match, but for another half an hour or so, it will be. Now, with the ball, number 6, Cam Johnson, senior attacker, 11 goals, 18 assists on the year, and Wayzata now being very deliberate. And look at the Red Knights just pushing the Wayzata Trojans all the way to the end of the zone there. That's number 18 rushing the right side, Will Maleka, the junior midfielder. Now centering pass, misses the mark, ball loose. And getting it there on the hustle is number 22, Jack Bourget. And a timeout taken again by Giuseppe Palermo, the head coach. That's his second, as he took one in the first few seconds of quarter number 1, which following that timeout resulted in their first goal. And this will give us a chance to review the brackets and how these teams both got to the final. And you can see there's the final, BSM number 1 versus Wayzata number 2. And then if you look at the bracket to the left, all semifinals, the top 4 seeds, and as some announcers will say, that's what you want. You want your 2 best teams in the final, and that's what you got right here with Wayzata. In terms of scores, Wayzata beat Rogers in that semifinal 16-1. Benilde had a little bit of trouble with Maple Grove. They ended up winning 12-5 in that semifinal, and we brought that match. You want to go watch it on YouTube, there it is, or at ParkTV16.org. And that score was 12-5, but it was actually much closer than that until midway through the 4th. And then prior to that, Benilde had no trouble with Breck, winning 22-0, and Wayzata beat Blake 17-1. So both teams have really had their way up until this final game, and now it is indicative of a final as the score is only 4-1, where both these teams are used to scoring in double digits, and it's much more conservative here as both their defenses are at the top of the league. Okay, now the Red Knights have it. No scoring here in the second quarter, and there's still 10 minutes, 20 seconds to go before half, and that is Sky Rolled with the ball. He's got a goal tonight. And now it goes to Vanderlinde, Holton Vanderlinde, number 16. He's got 13 on the year to go along with 10 assists. Now Rolled, fakes the shot, comes back, cuts left, and scores his second of the night. Number 3, Rolled, came in with 41 goals. That's his 43rd on the year, and again, his second of the night, and the Red Knights now advance their lead to 4. And watch the fake right there. Gets the defender, number 3, off his balance. Alex Score found the opening and beat the goaltender, Henry Kurt. And it's 5-1 Red Knights, and so they are following suit of their girl lacrosse counterparts who already won a berth to the state tournament, and the boys trying to join them here and keep their season alive. Now with it, number 7 on the face-off, Benji Watts. Watts gets it to Riley Murphy, number 2. He picks up the long stick and he's on the move in the offensive zone once again. And the Red Knights look great here early in this championship match. And now there is Gus Bell. He's got 2 goals already, their leading scorer. Being poke checked there by Ben Weekly of the Trojans, and that results in a whistle. And he is gonna move around. No, not a big enough infraction for a player to go into the invisible penalty box, but it is a free position for Gus Bell, but quite a far out. Cuts right back in on the goal line. One-handed pass to Dylan Parker brought some oohs and ahs from the crowd right in front of me in the press box here. Now Sky rolled, rushes that right hash mark, turns back left to Vanderlinde. Then the shot by Popane, and seeing it all the way was Henry Kurt for a nice save. And now the Trojans have it. And Kurt rushes out of the net. It's always dangerous when these goaltenders get far out. And now he launches it into trouble there, and the Malachi crunch on defense by 16 Vanderlinde and Brady Marcus, and the Trojans somehow miraculously maintained possession. That was a dangerous launched shot by the goaltender for the Trojans, Kurt, but it worked out all the same. And now the Trojans needing a goal here badly, in my estimation. Number 8 with it, Cullen Britz, the attacker. And again, look at the perimeter defense. And if the Trojans can get and break that, they could find the Red Knights vulnerable, but they're so quick, not only on offense, but quick to recover on defense. And right there, the nifty pass on the steal by Bourget back to Esco. And now the cross pattern's gonna bring a flag and a stoppage, and that's gonna be on number 12, Will Schneider. Man, that was much like an NFL pass, cross pass right there, and the safety lowers the boom on Vanderlinde. And that's gonna cost them a player for about a minute as we watch number 12, top of your screen, and there's the invisible penalty box. And he's gonna have to shrug that off, and now the Red Knights with a 4-goal lead and the ball and a player advantage with 8:22 remaining in the second quarter of the Section 5A championship, and that's Gus Bell. He'll jog in. You can see the shadows starting to take up more of the field, but that sun's still an issue, but not for much longer. 1-minute penalty. Now Bell to Hunter Payer. Payer retreats, looking, now top of the key, rolled to Popane. Rolled. Inside to Dylan Parker, goes low, and Kurt makes the save. Brilliant save. Hunter Payer gets hit in the crease. Whistle. Clock continues to wind up. Wayzata breaks it out. Nice pass by Kurt ahead to number 3. That is Alex Score. There was that replay, but I was watching as play continues on. Trojans desperately need a goal here. 22, Finn Miller to the near side. And now rushing away from the net with the ball is Logan Adler, the senior attacker. He's got 4 goals, 2 assists. Now with it, number 2, Bennett Brown. And the Red Knights are at full strength with 7:16 to go in the half. And the Red Knights still with a 4-goal lead. That's number 2 at the top of the key, but way out there at the 40-yard line, Alex Score. Red Knights doing a nice job keeping them far away, but Scroob comes in, he scores it as he beat the defender Riley Murphy with his speed, and just what the doctor ordered. Number 2 for the Trojans beats number 2 for Benilde for their second goal, and they cut the deficit to 3. As look at the speed and the centrifugal force as he came in, and he went over the left shoulder into that upper right-hand corner, celebrating number 2 right there on the sideline. Bennett Brown, that's his 38th goal of the year, to go along with 13 assists, catching a blow on the sideline. And what a beautiful setting it is here at the McQuinn Athletic Complex. Our score, 5-2. We got us a match here in the final. I thought we would eventually. And now winning the faceoff was number 12 for the Trojans, Will Schneider.
Number 2, Bennett Brown.
And now there's a timeout on the field by Wayzata, I believe.
Brown at 7 minutes even.
Coach Chad Herr
Timeout has been called by Wayzata.
calls timeout just as they won that face-off. And again, I think oftentimes, as I've started to deduce, is once a team gets a face-off and gets possession, if it still could get poked away, you call a timeout just to settle things down. And there is head coach Giuseppe Palermo, not happy with his team. And like me, he's sensing the momentum was maybe starting to shift there ever so slightly here in the third quarter. And there is a lot on the line for this Red Knight. They have a history of going to the state tournament. I think they've won 2 or 3 of the last 4. And they have a senior-laden team, much like the girls. So this is for a lot of these guys. They've been going to the state tournament, and they're seniors, and they want to go back. But right there, that is number 12, Will Schneider, who won that last face-off. So it should be Wayzata ball following the timeout, and it is. Number 2 at about the 45-yard line on the far side of the field. There he is. So Wayzata called a great timeout there. They need another goal to make a game of this. They're down 3 with 6:50 to go in the half. Now with the ball, number 2, Bennett Brown. He's got a goal. He takes another shot, and this time, Axel Esco comes up with a big save. And that's got to be a confidence booster for Esco and the Red Knights on defense. Now with the ball, number 0, Will Connor. Expertly runs his way through those defenders. Before he gets stopped, he gives up the ball, and getting tripped, no call, and Wayzata forces a turnover. And they've got a chance here. Number 6 on the near side, Cam Johnson, being chased by Connor, trying to do a wraparound, cuts back, gets put back. Good defense by the Red Knights. They were a little bit vulnerable there momentarily, and they were able to recover. Again, their team speed paying dividends here. As I look at the clock, 6 minutes exactly to go in the half, second quarter here. And now with the ball, as he waits for the substitutions, that's Will Maleka with his 17 goals, 15 assists. He's had a couple scoring opportunities. He's not afraid to take contact and rush that net. Still with it, now on the far side to number 8, the wing, Cullen Britz on that right wing. Looking for a pick, gets one. Judah Johnson able to fight through it. The ball ended up in the basket of Bennett Brown. His shot went wide right, and the Red Knights are going to get possession with 5:29 to go in the half. And now the referees are going to meet there on that far sideline, and I think the referee's going to change the call. It did look controversial, and the referee from midfield came in, changed the call. Wayzata retains possession, again, with 5:29 remaining. They would love nothing better than to cut this deficit, even if it's by 1 goal, without giving up any. And I would say even if they keep the score at 5-2, that is a mini victory for the Trojans. All right, now with the ball again, that's Maleka. Getting double teamed by Connor, and he scores it! I was just gonna say he's gonna take his licks, and this time he does, and he is successful. And how huge was that overturned call just prior? Maleka beats the double team by number 13, Raphael Johnson-Nixon and Will Connor, and just like that, our score is 5-3, 5:12 remaining, and there's Maleka on the sideline. That is his 18th of the year, just a junior, fighting hard for these Trojans on the road. All right, back to midfield and the face-off. Don't go anywhere, and Wayzata seemingly may have won that, but they don't. Getting it from behind is number 3, Sky Rolled. Rolled gets 3-teamed at midfield, still maintains possession, and that is such a skill to take those hits and not have that ball pop out. Amazing. Now Sky Rolled survives the storm there and calms things down. Gus Bell now in on this right wing to Hunter Payer behind the net. Now Dylan Parker, under 5 to play. In fact, 4 minutes, 40 seconds to go. Just a beautiful 70-degree night, no humidity. Winds have died down. Thunderstorm with lightning. Torrential rains came through here during the girls' match. That's all gone away now, and it's just lovely out here in St. Louis Park. Glad you're with us on ParkTV 16 Sports. Dylan Parker now to the top of the key. Gus Bell inside to Benilde-St, and his shot, as he took a shot, it was like a turnaround jump shot. That's exactly what it was, a turnaround jump shot. I only equate that with basketball, but that's what that is. He took a shot, and that defensive shot thwarted it, and it went wide left, but the Red Knights retained possession with Popane from behind the net around the horn to Gus Bell. He takes a shot looking for his third of the night, and it goes out of bounds, and possession will remain with the Red Knights, and the clock stopped with exactly 4 minutes remaining. Now Dylan Parker. Clock still at 4. Now it's clocking down, 3:59, 3:58. Dylan Parker. Jump pass inside the roll, and he was wide open. That was a defensive lapse. And Sky rolled. Is that his third goal of the night? I can't remember. It's at least his second. It may be his third. And here's Dylan Parker, and it was a blown coverage, wasn't it? He drew in the double team, did the jump pass to Benilde-St, and wide open. Great vision by Benilde to find Sky rolled right on the doorstep. Wide open, and there was nothing the goaltender for Wayzata, Henry Kurt, could do. And that goal comes with 3 minutes, 50 seconds remaining. 6-3 our score, still tight in lacrosse terms. 3 goals is nothing in lacrosse. And Wayzata, though, looking to answer right back. And that was a nice goal by Benilde. That was their first of, if I'm not mistaken, of the second quarter. And now the ensuing face-off is awarded to, I'm not sure yet. I think it's going to be Wayzata. It is the third game for Sky Roll. He's got a hat trick tonight. And if you want to see a great scoring display, go check out our broadcast of the girls' championship against Champlain Park, where Charlize Vang had 6 goals to lead the Red Knights to victory in a state championship berth in 2024. Red Knights hoping to follow. Now with the ball, the Trojans looking to answer back. There's the shot by number 6, and they do immediately. Cam Johnson breaks right back on the Red Knights, and we got us a match here. The score is 6-4, 3:17 remaining. And the nice, nifty, easy pass by Brown to Cam Johnson. Johnson, 11 goals on the year. That's his 12th to go along with 18 assists, and just 2 goals separate these two high-powered teams with 3:17 remaining. Don't go to the refrigerator or push pause and come back and watch this rebroadcast. It's a great one here in Section 5A. Look at that face-off, these guys muscling it out. It comes out. Ball loose, kicked around, still loose with those sticks. I don't know why there aren't more injuries. Pushing and shoving, ball still loose. And it ends up in the basket of number 10, Parker Thompson, the senior, as he kicks it ahead to 12, Will Schneider, and another timeout by Wayzata. And that's another same use as once there's sort of a melee and it's up for debate who's gonna get that ball. Once you get it, you call timeout to settle things down. And I do like that reason for a timeout. And so with 2:58 to go, I think the Red Knights have taken 2 timeouts so far in the first half, and that's the Trojans' second timeout. And there you can see the home crowd right in front of me and where I am in the press box. And you can see the sun is setting behind. And there are some of the storm clouds that we saw earlier, although those don't look quite as threatening, but that's looking out west. There are isolated thunderstorm cells all around, but when there's not a thunderstorm cell, it is just beautiful early summer weather here in the Twin Cities. And there is a huge crowd here on hand enjoying the weather and great high school action. And where else would you be? The Twins are getting beat by the Yankees. The Wolves are out of the playoffs. The NBA Finals don't start till tomorrow night, and the NHL Finals don't start till the day after. So this is where it's at here in the world. The best sports action around here on ParkTV 16 Sports. Okay, following the timeout, the Trojans just scored and they won the ensuing faceoff, called timeout. They have the ball with 2:53 to go in the half. And with it is number 2, Bennett Brown, the junior. Trojans trying to cut the lead to 1. That would be something if they can do that before half. Now with it, just behind the net, number 15 coming in and scores it. Are you kidding me? No, you're not. Jacob Bear, the senior midfielder, gets the 3rd consecutive goal in no time flat, and that's what I'm talking about in lacrosse. Goals can happen in a hurry and in bunches, and he comes right in. Esco, for some reason, was far to the left side, came over late, and beating him to the punch is Jacob Bear, the senior. 14th goal of the year to go with 3 assists. And we've been looking at that Wayzata sideline, and just like that, folks, it's 6-5 with 2:38 to go in the half. And if you're the Trojans, it's a momentum game. They're on a run, I would say. And now the Red Knights looking to find their second wind here late in the second quarter. And now a push and a shove. And they're going to award the ball back to Wayzata, and they are jumping up and down on that Wayzata sideline. They cannot believe their good fortune after scoring now 3 goals in a row. They get possession again, and it feels like an eternity since the Red Knights have had any type of offense. And look at the goaltender, Kurt, coming way out. I always think that's dangerous. Way into the offensive zone. Oh, that wasn't Kurt, was it? That was number 12 instead, Will Schneider. But I look, and Kurt is still way out of the net. He's at the 35-yard line in their own zone. And that was a nice job by Wayzata as they settle things down on offense. Now coming in from the sideline is number 2, Bennett Brown, one of their leading scorers. And now that he's on the pitch with 2 minutes to go, Wayzata looking to tie it up here before half. And you'd think they're going to be quite conservative. The last thing they want to do is give up a goal. They'd rather go in 6-5. And I would hold it for a last shot unless they've got a golden opportunity or what you call a layup. And there's a quick shot by number 2, Bennett Brown, and they lost possession. I think that's a mental error there. I would have held the ball till the last 30 seconds and then made a run at it. And now the Red Knights, if they want to take momentum out of these Trojan sails, they got to score here, and that would demoralize these Trojans, I would think. And now Hunter Pear takes a shot, kept the ball, gets it to Gus Bell, coming in the sideline, muscles his way, gets stripped away by 13 for the Trojans. Number 13 was Brunner. Ball still loose, picked up by number 3 for Wayzata. That's Alex Score, and they have answered right back with great defense, the Trojans. And they have it again with a minute to go. And coming over midfield, and Hunter Pear was hacking on number 12. Will Schneider, and that drew a flag, and Hunter Pear is going to go to the sideline for the remainder of the second half. Wayzata, play continues on here. 51 seconds and running down. Ball with it. Number 22, Finn Miller, looking to tie it up here with a player advantage. This is a golden opportunity for the Trojans to tie it up here. My goodness, what a turn of events. It was 5-1 just that long ago, and now it's 6-5. Maleka, who has a goal tonight. There's the flag on the field in his background. They better pick that up. Someone's going to trip over it. Now 26 seconds remaining. Maleka takes a shot from Will Connor. Ball goes out of bounds. And who's going to keep it here? And do we have another timeout? Seems a little bit of a lull in the action there. 22 seconds. You can see the scoreboard there. Just in that upper left-hand corner of your screen. And it looks like Wayzata is going to retain possession. Now coming in late on defense is number 13, the stellar Raphael Johnson-Nixon. Okay, Wayzata looking to tie it up with 20 seconds to go. We're on the edge of our seats here as the halftime is winding down. 13 seconds, 11. Maleka, top of the key, to the left wing. Across the way, and Murphy almost wrecks it with 3 seconds to go, and I think that's going to do it. Wayzata is going to be content to hold on to it rather than risk giving up a goal, and there's the siren signaling the end of the first half. Our score in this Section 5A Finals, Wayzata 5, Benilde 6. Come on back for half number 2. You're watching ParkTV 16 Sports. Glad you're with us.
What if being in recovery from a mental or substance use disorder was something we proudly showed the world? You might be surprised. Millions of people are in recovery, sharing hope, help, and support with family, friends, and community. Join the Voices for Recovery. For 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral for mental and substance use disorders for you or someone you know, call 1-800-662-HELP.
TV 16 Sports bringing you unbelievable lacrosse action, and I think we're underway here. I thought there would be a face-off at the center circle, and for some reason there isn't, and we're underway, and our score is 6-5. Red Knights clinging to a 1-goal lead. Oh, that's right. They're on a power play. So thank you, Paul Broden, our producer, just informed me in my headset. So the Red Knights have it, and we're underway. They lead by 1. They had a commanding lead at 5-1, and the Trojans came back late in the second quarter. Now the Red Knights going right to left. The sun is set. The lights are on at McQuinn Athletic Complex, and we've got 23 minutes and 19 seconds to go to decide who is going to go to the state tournament. This is like a Final Four in college basketball tournament. Getting to the Final Four, that's basically what this is, the Final 8 at the state tournament, and the Red Knights have been perennial participants. Wayzata looking to knock them off their throne that they have maintained for the better part of the last decade. Now Sky rolled with it. They went awful quiet on the scoring front in the second quarter, looking to get their mojo back, as Wayzata got a spurt there. Now Dylan Parker, who started the scoring with 2 assists and a goal to get the Red Knights off to a great start scoring-wise. And there's rolled, and the save by Henry Kurt, the senior goaltender, coming up big for the Trojans, and they left off right where they ended the first half, but now they turn it over at midfield, and Sky Rolled has it with 10:25 to go in quarter number 3. I'm Robert Christensen. Glad you're with us here on ParkTV 16 Sports. That's Holton Vanderlinde. On the right wing to Gus Bell, who has 2 goals, and there's the interception by the goaltender Kurt, who smartly came out to intercept it. Then he does a turnaround pass and gets it to his colleague there, number 12. That is Will Schneider, as he rushes it all the way into the offensive zone. And this Wayzata Trojan team has come to play here, folks, and they are playing really smart lacrosse. That was just a brilliant play by Kurt there. First coming out of the goal crease to get the interception, then getting pressure, turning around on a turnaround pressured pass to get it to number 12, Schneider. And now the Trojans, after rattling off about 4 goals late in the second quarter, takes another shot, and a nice save by Esco, and another save by Esco. He's come to play here in the third quarter, and so have these Trojans. And now the ball loose in this near corner, and the Trojans are winning these little battles to the ball, aren't they? Now a miscue, and it gets all the way back and saving it. And I think that would be an over and back. It doesn't happen very often. I'm not quite sure of that rule, but they certainly were playing it that way, and they do save it. Now Maleka with it, number 18. He's got a goal earlier, and we have 9 minutes to go in quarter number 3, and it's been all Wayzata for most of the second quarter, and now the early moments of quarter number 3. And they are starting to show their confidence, just the way they're moving around there. And the Red Knights seemingly are on their heels here momentarily. And now another miscue by Maleka, and he gets back there. And the Red Knights looking a little tired, if I do say so. Now Maleka from the hash mark, coming right in, has a little bit of an angle. Great defense by the Red Knights, Jack Bourget. I like to say Bourget, but my guess is it's pronounced phonetically in the American style, Bourget. Now on the far side, number 2, Bennett Brown. He's got 38 goals on the year. And now he'll come right in, take the shot, and I don't know where the ball went. It came out of his basket, and it's picked up by number 13, Raphael Johnson-Nixon. And he gets it over to the near side to Will Connor, and he'll hold the fort there with his long stick. Now passes and finds a wide open Popane, who delivers it to Hunter Payer, scores it. And Popane looks like he's hurt at about the 27-yard line, but that's Hunter Payer's goal, and that was a great pass by. And there is Popane, and I think he took a shot there as he's still down on one knee, just getting up gingerly. And Hunter Payer waited for the goaltender Kurt to commit just ever so slightly. And he answers back for the Red Knights, and it had been what felt like an eternity if you're a Red Knight fan. And now they have a little bit more breathing room with a 2-goal lead at 7-5. And that goal comes with 7:57 remaining in quarter number 3. We've got a ton of lacrosse ahead here, and this game is in doubt. And I will say this as we watch the Trojans, and I don't know, I thought it was going to be Trojans ball, and now it's Red Knight ball, and I wish I could explain it to you. One day I might be able to, but right now I do know this. Parker and the Red Knights, after that last goal, have it again. And you got to think they feel like they have been affronted here by the Trojans on their home field, really putting the pressure on the Red Knights, trying to prevent their ascension to the state tournament again. Now, on the far side, Gus Bell. And with it there, Holton Vander Linde, number 16. He'll sachet backing up on the near left wing, but far away, being guarded closely by number 14. That is Jake Madsen, and now going down hard in front of the net was Hunter Payer, who just got the goal. That's a turnover, and the Trojans have it. Now gets poke checked away by Hunter Payer, and it's still loose, and Popane has it. I thought he was hurt earlier on that assist to Hunter Payer, but he looks like he's just fine here, and now a whistle and a timeout going to be taken by the Red Knights, if I'm not mistaken. It is. That's their third of the match, the first of the second half. And just when they get possession of the ball, that's when they like to call timeouts, is to settle things down and set it up, especially with a 2-goal margin only. And look at that beautiful cloud there. I've never seen one shaped exactly like that. It looks like an inverse volcano, doesn't it? Just beautiful shots here, with the sun bouncing off that cloud from the west behind us, the dark clouds. It looks like, who's that famous painter on Channel 2 who's passed away that they always, Rossi or somebody? It looks like one of his paintings, Bob Ross painting, although that's better because that's real. That is the supernatural showing off. No human being made that beautiful art in the sky, no way. And there's some Red Knights, and we've got a huge crowd here on hand. The parking lot is full at Red Knights. It's full at the synagogue across the way. Wayzata here in force. The Red Knights fans in force. 7:03 to go, 7-5 score. You wouldn't want to have it any other way, and you are watching ParkTV 16 Sports. Glad to be bringing you these images. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. Okay, following the timeout, it was 6-5 at halftime. Red Knights got finally a goal, and now they have the ball again, looking for more to extend their lead. It was 5-1 at one point, became 6-5, now 7-5. Popane to Sky Roll. They've got their big knockers on offense out there, the Red Knights. There's Gus Bell, the biggest of them all, the leading goal scorer. Now it gets almost intercepted by number 1 for the Trojans, Tyler Schumann. And these Trojans are a thorn in these Red Knights' side here on defense. It didn't feel that way in the first quarter, but the Trojans have really tightened it up here. Now the Red Knights. Temperature dropping, wind dropping, just a gorgeous night here as twilight sets in, planes flying across the sky, and there's a shot and a goal! Gus Bell, what a brilliant goal. You didn't really see it coming, and he seemed covered. He didn't have a great angle, and he found it here, and that's why he is the leading goal scorer. He hardly even looked, or he saw it in the corner of his eye, and he beat Kurt, which looked like a savable ball, but he found that little corner down low, and those bounce shots are much more difficult. And there's Gus Bell. He's got the hat trick tonight, and the Red Knights have now brought the cushion of a 3-goal lead at 8-5. That goal comes with 6:14 remaining, and we go back to midfield and the face-off, and that appears to be for the Red Knights, Riley Murphy. I only see the 2 here. Nope, that is Riley Murphy for the Red Knights, and the Red Knights have it. Scooping it up, back to Esco, now back out to Johnson-Nixon. What a nifty play. It was almost like sailing where it was tactical, and now they come in, and that's saved by Kirk, but he gives up the rebound. Dylan Parker almost got it, but it was poke checked away to himself by Ben Weekly, the sophomore defender for Wayzata. As he gets pressured, he just threw it out there to hopefully a Wayzata Trojan would get it, and somehow it ends up in the basket of number 22, Finn Miller, and now Wayzata is on offense. And back and forth we go. Let's see if they can answer, because they need to here with 5:30 to go in quarter number 3. And they close the gap to 1, but now it's 3 again. And the shot and the save by Esco. With that sun having gone down, he looks to be seeing the ball very clearly. Now Pope Payne tried to thread the needle, but this time it gets intercepted and into the basket of number 16 for the Trojans, Odin Schoen. And now it gets right back to the Red Knights. So both teams going back and forth here. And now Sky Rolled gets bounced around, kind of like a water bug out there on the lake. And the ball is lost, and a turnover, and the Trojans have it. Number 12, that's Will Schneider, the captain, with the long stick, taking some checks. Boy, they allow him to hack out there, don't they? And now with it is number 3, Alex Score, the senior, for the Trojans. 4:37 and counting down in quarter number 3. Winner moves on to the state tournament. And the shot goes wide right and out of play. And the Trojans will retain possession as we go to the replay quickly. That's Bennett Brown, the junior midfielder. 33 goals on the year with 13 assists. Clock stopped with 4:29 remaining. And starting it out in this corner there, that is number 8, Cullen Britz, the junior attacker. 22 goals, 12 assists on the year. Or excuse me, 42 assists on the year, if I can read my writing correctly. All right, now, Britz behind the net to Maleka at the top of the key, to the right wing to 22, Finn Miller. And around the horn they go. 30-second penalty on Popane, but there's the interception by Will Connor, the long stick, and he's got room in front of him. Nice lead pass ahead. Is that Gus Bell? I can't tell. Now on the Dylan Parker on the doorstep, and he puts it away as he takes a shot from Maleka. And the Red Knights are back up by 4 with 4:01 to go. And was that Gus Bell? It was. That's his normal position. And what a great defensive play by Will Connor. Gus Bell with the great assist. Dylan Parker left all alone on the doorstep. Beats Kurt between the legs with the bounce shot, and he paid the price as Maleka lowered the boom on Dylan Parker. That's his 2nd goal of the night to go along with 2 assists. Having a great night, the senior number 34. Dylan Parker, and now back to a 4-goal lead for the Red Knights, matching their largest of the evening. And 4 minutes remaining in quarter number 3. And now Wayzata needs to find their own run again here. And now they have it. That's a good start. The lights are on here at McQuinn Athletic Complex. The sun is setting. And both teams taking a deep breath here. As number 22 with it into the offensive zone. Finn Miller. There's the official announcement. Dylan Parker with the goal. Clock continuing to wind down. 3:30 to go. Shot taken by number 15 for Wayzata. That's Jacob Bear. Goes out of play. Trojans will retain possession. Clock stopped at 3:27. 9-5 our score. Both these teams had 3 common opponents. Hudson, Wisconsin, Edina, and Orono, and they both went 3-0, so hard to find a cue or a tell to see who might win this one. Other than what's on the scoreboard right now, 4-goal lead for the Red Knights. Clock stopped with 3:17 to go. Trojans maintain possession behind the net with number 8 with it. Cullen Britz coming in, looking for an angle, being pushed, and a goal by the Trojans. Are you kidding me? It looked like number 24, Judah Johnson-Nixon, was all over that guy right there, number 8, Cullen Britz, and he just kept with it, took the shot, and basically a blind shot beat Esco on that right post, just inside. There he is, number 8, Cullen Britz. 23rd goal of the year, the junior attacker, to go along with 42 assists. And the Trojans are gonna make their run back, or so it seems. That goal comes with 3:09 remaining. Our score 9-6. And back to midfield, and the face-off is gonna be controlled by the Red Knights to Gus Bell. That was number 2, Riley Murphy on the face-off, winning that. Now Gus Bell, he's got 3 on the night, and he gets double teamed deep behind the net. And that's gonna be a turnover against Bell. And the Red Knights and the Trojans with the goal work themselves a turnover, and with the long stick holding it high above in the air, that's Finn Miller. Miller still with it all the way, and that's the advantage of that long stick right there, using it expertly. Now with it, number 22, Miller. That was number 12 that carried across the threshold, Will Schneider. Now Finn Miller has it. One is 12, the other is 22. Now with it, number 8, Cullen Britz, who just scored. 2:20 remaining in quarter number 3. Judah Johnson-Nixon, the big guy, putting the defense on. There's the pass and the quick shot taken by number 20, Ryder Alstead, the sophomore. Haven't mentioned his name tonight. He's got 28 goals to go along with 2 assists on the year. Had an excellent opportunity with a turnaround jump shot right on the doorstep. Misses the mark, ball out of bounds, clock stopped with 2:09 remaining. Wayzata retains possession, and there's gonna be a penalty on Gus Bell right there. Didn't see what it was, but he's on his knee.
Penalty assist to Benilde-St. Margaret, number 6, Gus Bell, at 2:09. A 1-minute penalty for slashing.
1-minute penalty for slashing on Gus Bell. Player advantage for Wayzata, and Esco makes the save from a long shot from the left wing, taken by number 2, Bennett Brown. And now wide open, the pass from Esco finds number 2, Riley Murphy. And Riley Murphy is an unsung hero in this match tonight, playing stellar with that long stick on defense. Now on offensive zone, that sky rolled. Another senior captain, 41 goals, 23 assists coming into tonight's match. I believe he's got 1 or 2 goals of the 9 for the Red Knights. But you get the drift. He scores a lot. Now, Popane with it, number 1, junior. He's got 34 goals. 2 the other night, but none tonight. But he's had a couple of nice assists. Brilliant assists. Oh, and now losing. Red Knights are at full strength, and they have the ball. And that was Gus Bell, who just came out of the invisible penalty box. He's got it, he's rested right in front to Hunter Payer, who takes it, spins, and he gets his 2nd goal of the evening. And back to a 4-goal lead for the Red Knights. And Red Knight parents are standing up, clapping, enjoying it. And that was a great sequence there. Bell finds Hunter Payer. Cool, calm, takes another shot, and that's his 2nd goal from about that same area, taking a pass, this time from Bell. Before it was Popane. And the Red Knights still playing in a dominant way with a 4-goal lead now with 57.1 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. And it is dark here now. The lights are on, as they have been for quite a while. Now Riley Murphy with it. The senior now to the near side to number 13, which is Raphael Johnson-Nixon. Love that name, along with his brother, Judah Johnson-Nixon. That's Raphael. On the far wing to 23, Jack Anderson. Anderson, 12 goals, 3 assists coming into tonight, the junior midfielder with the ball. Now on the far side, playing catch with Holton Vanderlinde. Now Anderson comes in, takes a shot, deflected by the goaltender Kurt, rebound in the basket of number 14, Jake Matson, the senior midfielder. Now Matson with it, gets it back in front of the net. The outlet pass on the far wing, approaching midfield, was intended for Tyler Schumann, and he gets it to number 8. The quick shot low is deflected in front, out of bounds. And there's going to be a timeout taken. No, that's the end of quarter number 3. I lost track of the time there suddenly. So after 1 after the third quarter, 3 complete here. Our score 10-6. Stay tuned for the fourth quarter, and let's see who goes to the state tournament in Section 5A.
Millions plan for retirement online. Estimate your future benefits, apply for retirement, and manage your benefits all from the comfort of your home. And give yourself the freedom to do what you want offline. Social Security's online services help put you in control with secure access to your information anytime, anywhere, allowing you to spend more time with family, friends, or simply just enjoying the day. Social Security, securing today and tomorrow. See what you can do online at socialsecurity.gov.
U.S. taxpayer expense.
Back to our production on ParkTV 16 Sports, bringing you the section final in Class 5 for boys lacrosse, or Section 5. Wayzata versus Benilde. 12 minutes on the clock. Buckle your seatbelts. It's going to be a dandy of a quarter here to see who emerges. The Red Knights, though, have the advantage with a 4-goal lead. They'll be going left to right here in this final quarter. And the Trojans, fortunately for them, win possession of the ball on the initial face-off. So they need to find a way back. They got back to 6-5. And now the interception, like a free safety in NFL football. Number 22 comes up with the steal, Jack Bourget, and the shot just misses right in front as Dylan Parker hits the deck. And the Wayzata Trojans have it back once again. Outlet pass by the goaltender Kirk to the far side to number 4 for the Trojans. That's Ben Weekly, the sophomore, and now the Trojans in the offensive zone. Weekly into the corner. Will Connor playing great on defense, marking the offense of player number 8. That is Cullen Britz. Now back to the top of the key, way out at the top of the key. That is number 18, Will Maleka. He has a goal tonight. And the Trojans really, I believe, need to get the next goal here to have any realistic chance of getting back into it. And there is a cough up, and that is Raphael Johnson-Nixon with it. Now behind the net as they put the pressure on. Esco cuts back away, maintains possession, but he misses that pass, and it's a turnover right back. And now the Trojans have it. And that is number 22 in the offensive zone. And the wind is picking up around here, and it's shifted now out of the east. It was out of the west, and you can feel it in the press box here, as there are still some isolated other thunderstorm cells, but nothing imminent. But the wind has kicked up here. Temperatures are dropping. People do have light jackets on here. And the wind and doors are slamming in the plus box. So we've got some weather kicking up here with 10 to go. You're watching ParkTV 16 Sports. We are taping live from Benilde-St. Margaret's, the McQuinn Athletic Complex, and Wayzata trying to claw their way back into this, and coming right in on the doorstep, hitting the net. And is there a goal? Are they calling that a goal? 10:04, clock stop. That was number 6 for Wayzata that came right in, Cam Johnson. And the ball, the goal may have come off its moorings. And if you're ever wondering how tall that crossbar is, I went down and tried to measure it with I'm a little over 6 feet tall, and I think that the crossbar, that's 6 feet. That's a big net. All right, no goal, but the Trojans still have it, and that's number 8 with it, Cullen Britz. 42 assists on the year. He's dangerous, and now he'll try from that far corner. And the wind is really gusting out there now, coming out of the east. Britz on the left wing, the near pass misses, but back to back him up is Bennett Brown, now right in. Esco makes the save as it goes off the crossbar of his stick, and there, 2 shoulders, Raphael Johnson-Nixon, and it's gonna be awarded to Benilde. Great defensive stand there. And now the clock under 10 minutes to play. In fact, 9:20. We're approaching the 9-minute mark in the final quarter here. And that's Will Connor. And that win is noticeable. Now Popane into the corner. Gus Bell, he's got 3 goals and some assists. Now to Holton Vander Linde, number 16. And the Red Knights will slow it down. And we are now at the 9-minute mark in the fourth quarter. State tournament on the line here. Trojans need to get that ball back. They really can't afford much more of a deficit at this point. And it's quieting down here as the Red Knights taking their time, but not too much time. They're an offensive machine. Now at the top of the key to Gus Bell, took a nifty pass for Hunter Payer, and he scores it. Gus Bell shows why he is the leading scorer on this team. That is just brilliant stuff, folks. If for no other reason, how far out he was, a good 12 to 15 yards and a turnaround shot. He is one tough kid, isn't he? Watch this, taking the crossbar, a basket right in his face, and just fires it and beats the goaltender, Kurt. There is Popane cheering it on with the fist pump, and that man right there has 4 goals tonight. If my math is accurate, came in with, what, 55 on the year? Nearing 60 to go along with 31 assists. And now a 5-goal lead for the Red Knights with 8.5 to go. And now Will Connor, he just shows up all the time, doesn't he, number 2? Or no, that was Riley Murphy, excuse me. Will Connor, 0. He also shows up all the time. Those little things win championships. Right there. There's a cheer for the PA announcement of that last goal, 11-6 here. These teams did not meet each other during the regular season. And now, after Wayzata made a valiant charge there to close the gap to 6-5 at halftime, they've only managed 1 goal and given up 5 here in the second. Now Dylan Parker right in front, tried to get it to Vander Linde, misses the mark, rebound, and Kurt able to trap it right in the goal crease there. Hunter Payer chasing him. He forced a goal last semifinal match, and now there's going to be a flag, and I think they're going to call it on Kurt. And he protests there. Let's see if we can detect what happened here. Hunter Payer hacks him. That could have been a slash. Kurt's asking for the slash. And there's the referee giving a signal there. And now Kurt is gonna be in the invisible penalty box. And now the backup goaltender, number 29, appears. Hayden Bubb, B-U-B-B. Freshman, 9th grader, coming in a section final for the first time for at least a minute. As their starting goaltender, Kurt, with a 4.5 goals against average. He's faced 201 shots on the year. And Bub, here's the announcement on the penalty.
It's a 30-second penalty. He'll be released at 7:13.
Delay a game on the goaltender, Kurt, and I think that's going to be because he was arguing about the lack of a call on Hunter Payer. And the referee, I'm just gathering this, I can't be sure, but it certainly appeared that way, didn't appreciate maybe the comments that were made and called it a delay a game. I'm probably wrong about that, but that's what it looked like from my vantage point. And now we've got a timeout on the field. And the Red Knights in control with a 5-goal lead with 7:43 to go. And there is the bracket showing how each of these teams got here. And the Red Knights in control at home here. Timeout now concluded, and now they've got their backup goaltender in there, a freshman. And looking at some stats on him, Mr. Bubb, what can I tell you? He's played 15 minutes of varsity ball all year long. He's faced 4 shots, given up 1, saved 3. And now he finds himself in the 4th quarter of a Section 5A championship match with the state tournament berth on the line. What an experience for that 9th grader. It's a 30-second penalty on their starting goaltender for delay of game. Back underway. Gus Bell now on the right wing. Red Knights with a player advantage and a 5-goal lead with 7.5 to go in the match. Now Dylan Popane, who's been relatively quiet except for a couple of assists, which were really critical, so maybe not so quiet, but no goals. Now Sky rolled, he's got a couple tonight. And now Gus Bell, who has 4. What a night for him. He and his counterpart on the girls team, we taped broadcast their final. They're going to the state tournament. Charlize Vang, they'll be talking about her scoring output tonight. 6 goals for the girls to lead them to their state championship once again. Now Dylan Parker, under 7 to go now. Starting left, number 29 for the Red Knights checking in. That was Brant Kaltsas, the sophomore. And now he takes it, lets Sky roll. Nice job, back to Gus Bell. Rolled and Bell takes the shot, goes wide left as he tried to go for that lower corner. And that freshman, Bub, does a nice job in there. This is only like his 16th and 17th minute of varsity action. And the Trojans are gonna call timeout, and you wonder if they're gonna insert their starting goaltender back in there. I would expect they will. But I think that freshman, Hayden Bub, did a nice job for those few moments, and he may be back. We'll see. But right now, a timeout on the field. And I'm Robert Christensen, and we are at the McQuinn Athletic Complex at Benilde-St. Margaret's High School, as always in Lacrosse. And hope you're enjoying our broadcast here. And the Trojans now need to find a way to come up with 5 goals in 6.5 minutes. It's similar if you like to watch golf tournaments, where a player is 3 shots behind the leader with 2 holes to goal. It's not quite at those odds, but we're getting there quickly. They've almost got to score a goal a minute now on average. And that's, if you're behind in golf, you've got to birdie holes. You got to birdie out and hope the leader makes some mistakes to tie it up at the end. And that's exactly what the Trojans are hoping for here. 5 goals is quite a thing to overcome. And I am right, the starting goaltender back in, Henry Kurt, the senior, in for the final 6.5 minutes of his high school career, most likely here. Sat out for 30 seconds for delay of game for what seemed like a mild protest. Didn't quite detect why that was a delay of game, but that was the call. And now the Red Knights have it, 6.5 to go in this final. Dylan Parker loses it momentarily. Now Dylan Popane in the dark of the night with the lights on here at the McQuinn Athletic Complex. Gus Bell with 5 goals on the night, looking for his 6th. That would be quite the couple, wouldn't it? Charlize Vang and Gus Bell, 12 goals in championships combined. That's big time stuff, folks. All right, now Sky rolled. Coming around, top of the key to Gus Bell, and the quick save by Kurt. What a save that was. And if they're not victorious and that's how he goes out as a senior, I would take that. That was a brilliant save by Henry Kurt. Well done, bravo. Now with it, number 22, Finn Miller trying to scoop it up. Coming in, he's got a bit of an angle, getting pushed, push, comes right in on Esko as he hugged that right post, or the left post as we look at it, and makes that save. And that was a nice effort by the Trojans. Finn Miller, and on defense, marking him the whole way for the Red Knights, was Jack Bourget. Now Esko to the near wing, and that was just a brilliant pass by Esko to 22 Bourget. Bourget tried to get it ahead to Hunter Pear, and he came away with it. Then he tried to get it to Raphael Johnson-Nixon, and he loses it. Now the Trojans have it back at midfield with 5 minutes to go exactly in the 4th. Trojans now looking for a miracle of all miracles. Number 8, Cullen Britz, spinning around, tries to get it in, and I thought it did, but it hit the side of the net, and Esko has it with 4:47 to go. And he slows it down, flicks it out to that far wing. Boy, he is so deadly accurate on that. Now all the way down, Will Connor, and Kurt comes out of the goal for the Trojans with it. And now he finds number 4 wide open in the middle, Ben Weekly. Weekly coming in with the long stick, and he'll spin around and wait for his teammates to catch up, and a scoop pass to number 22, Finn Miller. Now Miller with 4:20 to go. He'll trot around. Delivers the ball to number 8, Cullen Britz. Judah Johnson-Nixon marking him from behind the net. Now he comes around trying to find an opening, but Judah Johnson-Nixon, look at his tenacious defense. All over him like a wet blanket, isn't he? Just all over him. No space there. Now Maleka takes the shot, and that whizzes wide right and high and out of play, stopping the clock with 3:47 to go. And Wayzata will retain possession in that far corner in the hinterlands of this darkened field. That's number 20, Ryder Alstead. Number 10 for Wayzata, now with it, number 6, Cam Johnson. Johnson being guarded closely by another standout defender, Will Connor, the captain. And now he's trying to get behind the net. Now Connor all over him, takes the shot, misses wide right behind the net, and the Trojans will retain possession with the clock stopped momentarily with 3:19 remaining. And there they are in that deep corner. Trojans down 5 with 3 and change to go. With it, number 2, Bennett Brown. 37 goals on the year. I think he had one earlier for 38. Now at the top of the key for the Trojans, Cam Johnson to number 18, Maleka, the junior. Stay tuned. After the match, we'll bring you the awards ceremony with the presentation of the individual medals and the trophies to both teams. And now a pass inside, misses the mark. It was intended for number 20, Ryder Alstead. Ball loose now, and the Trojans come away with it. Scooping it up easily is Ryder Alstead once again. Now Alstead to the far wing to number 6 on the right side. Cam Johnson comes in, takes a bounce shot. Terrible angle there, and it will go out of bounds, stopping the clock with 2:29 to go. And Wayzata will retain possession. Clock back underway, 2:24 and counting. Wayzata looking for something here, anything. Bennett Brown getting harassed from behind. Ball loose, and now rushing down the field speedily are the Red Knights. That was number 2. Guess again, that was Riley Murphy. He has played so well on defense tonight. And quickly in front, Hunter Payer almost got his own hat trick as he was right there, planted in front, took the pass from Gus Bell, who then gets the rebound, and we have a whistle and timeout, Red Knights. And that's gonna allow the crowd, they sense victory is at hand, and there was Hunter Payer. Kurt, looks like he got a piece of it before the timeout was called. So 1:57 remaining, and I think a good timeout, again by head coach Giuseppe Palermo, just to settle things down in the chaos on the field. And just to set up a strategy. You don't want anybody to get hurt. You're going to the state tournament. I can't remember where it's going to be played this year. Last year was Stillwater, White Bear. I don't know, are they going southwest to the Chaska? I can't remember, but they're going somewhere in the metro area. And both the girl Red Knights and the boy Red Knights are going to be going together to the state tournament. And I'm sure they will enjoy your company. If you find out where it is, go there, support your Red Knights. And we'll see if they come back with state championships again this year. Only one loss for the Red Knights this year. That came back way back on April 23rd, nearly 2 months ago. Well, not quite, a month and a half for sure. All right, timeout now concluded. Red Knights will have possession of the ball, 1:57 to go. Players will get set, and there's a dull din among the stands. Lots of excited talking going on in the Red Knights section as they are getting ready to celebrate. Now Gus Bell with the goalie pulled, comes right in and gets deflected. He was going for his 6th, and he just got it poked away brilliantly by the Trojan defender, number 4, Ben Weekly, and it looks like Gus Bell is down, and that's, I think I almost had a premonition. I thought about, you just don't want anybody to get hurt, and now he's reaching for that right hamstring, and those things are dicey. And now everyone on their knee, and that is not a good sign for the leading scorer for the Red Knights. And at the risk of sounding overly critical, I sometimes wonder why you have your stars out there with the game not in doubt. And let's see. Nope, there was no contact. He just pulled it. And hopefully it's a mild strain. And he's getting help off the field, and that is a serious injury. I've only pulled a hamstring once playing adult softball. It wasn't in my high school years, and I never knew what a hamstring was I used to kind of joke when NFL players would get it. It's like, what? They just pulled a hamstring and then I pulled it and then I got it. It is really painful and it can really debilitate you. And let's hope that is on the mild side of hamstring pulls, but that is really a big muscle back there. You don't notice it until you pull it, and then you can't run, it hurts to walk. But I think that's gonna be it for Gus Bell, and he's the leading scorer. He had a great night, and hopefully he'll be back in time for the state tournament next week. He'll have a good week to get that healed up. I usually don't think they start the tournament till next Thursday. Or maybe Tuesday if they're gonna, yeah, maybe in the summer they start earlier. That could be, so only a few days. And you know, with hamstrings, they just gotta heal on their own. I don't think there's a lot you can do to hurry those things up. And now Wayzata takes a shot there with 1:20 to go. Clock stopped. Now at the top of the key, Maleka. He'll take a quick shot. Sidewind low, out of bounds. And the clock stopped now with 1:14, as you can see on the screen. And that is number 22 for the Trojans, Finn Miller, senior. This will be it for him. He had 17 goals on the year, 10 assists in his senior year. So very sad for the seniors. Most of them, the graduation ceremonies, the all-night parties, the proms, the award ceremonies for academics and all other things in the spring have gone by the wayside, and this is it. These spring sports like baseball, softball, all happen after graduation. So for the seniors, this is it. Their very last moment of high school participation. When you walk back on campus to your high school after you graduate, you're no longer, well, you're still a first-class citizen. You're a 1A citizen. You're really no longer part of the community like you once were, and it is stark how that feels. Always welcome, but you're really no longer a member like you were. All right, now here's 35 seconds to go. And that is sky rolled, and I think they're just gonna run out the clock here. 28 seconds to go. Rolled, trots in behind, being still guarded aggressively by the Trojans. They'll play to the end, as they should. If there's one thing you learn in sports, it's a good work ethic, good attitude, and you play to the very end. Great skills for careers, and now the push from behind, and now another push. And Vanderlinde, and a little frustration by Maleka. Hunter Payer comes over to pay his respects to number 15 for the Trojans. That was Jacob Bear, and frustrations are starting to show here. And it's understandable. And I think he's gonna leave there. He knows if they didn't call a penalty, he's leaving anyway. Bear is a senior, so that's gonna be it for him. He had 13 goals, 3 assists on the year. And these are forgivable frustrations, of course. These guys, this lacrosse sport is rougher than you think, at least for me, who never played it. It looks brutal, and these guys hit hard, and those balls get whipping hard, and they've got bruises and pulled hamstrings. And there's Hunter Payer, less than a second, and there's the final bell signaling the end, and a championship in Section 5 for the boys, Benilde-St. Margaret's, and there they are celebrating. It was 6-5 at halftime, folks, and then the Red Knights turned it back on and never looked back in the second half, and they will go to 15-1 on the year, and they are heading back. What is the game show, the singing show? You're going to Hollywood, they're going to the state tournament. Congratulations to both these teams, Benilde-St. Margaret's and the Wayzata Trojans. Congratulations to them on their year. 14-2 they'll finish, and runner-ups in Section 5. And stay tuned. Following the handshake at midfield, we will have an awards ceremony, and we will broadcast that live, taped live. So stay with us as we'll try to identify each player for both teams as they accept their trophies and give you whatever stats we have and offer them all congratulations. And that's what you like to see, the handshake at the end, the sportsmanship. Those are the huge values that you really take with you despite the wins and the losses. This is what is great to see. we'll just let the sights and the sounds take over here for a moment until they set up. See if we can locate Gus Bell out there with my binoculars, see how he's feeling, if we can tell. It's going to be at Chaska High School, the state tournament. That's what I thought. Down in the southwest. And now they're going to organize. And I got my binoculars out. I'm looking for Gus Bell, see how he's, where is he? Oh, there we are. I can look at the, yeah, he is number 6. I was looking at my binoculars, but I'm just going to look at the monitor here. The binoculars on our cameras are better than my binoculars in my hand there. So it looks like he's getting around, get some ice on that, rest that hamstring. That's really how you heal hamstrings. You just got to rest them. If you start running on them, they just never heal. So that'll be interesting to see. Check the box score unless you're going to the match to see how Gus Bell, but the Red Knights are going to need a healthy Gus Bell. And there you can see at the 50-yard line in the foreground, after the graphic there. Red Knights 15-1. I think the girls were 14-1 with a tie that ended up not counting. Now the Red Knights are going to come over to get in position. Wayzata looking their wombs over on that far side on the left part of your screen. And they are starting to make their way over as well. And they're going to get it going here. And they're going to introduce, I believe, the runner-up Trojans. And here they go. They are congratulating the Wayzata Trojans for a fantastic season. The PA announcer here on scene. And now they're lined up. First, oh my goodness, a woman just fell in front of me in the stands. So first they gave it to Bennett Brown, number 2. He had 37 goals, 13 assists before tonight's game. And then number 3, Alex Score, right there. Now number 4, Ben Weekly, the sophomore defender. Next, number 6, Cam Johnson, sophomore attacker. 11 goals, 18 assists on the year. Number 7, next, Logan Adler, senior attacker at 4 goals, 2 assists. There he is. Now Cullen Britz, 22 goals, 42 assists coming into the match. Junior attacker, he'll be back next year. Number 9, Sean Hoffman, sophomore midfielder, he'll be back. Number 10, Parker Thompson, senior, he'll be moving on. And number 12, Will Schneider, senior captain, will be moving on, defender. Receiving their silver medals. Now number 13, Thomas Brunner, senior captain, defender, moving on. Number 14, Jake Matson, senior midfielder, also graduating or have graduated. And then Jacob Bear, senior, 13 goals, 3 assists on the year. Moving on, graduating. Then Odin Schoen, with the last name like Neil Schoen of Journey, the lead guitarist. Sophomore, he'll be back. Jack Adams, number 17, sophomore defender, long stick. Will Maleka, 17 goals, 15 assists before tonight. Junior midfielder, he'll be back. Next, number 20, Ryder Alstad, sophomore, had 28 goals, 2 assists on the year. Played well tonight. 21, Dane Robeck, junior midfielder. Number 22, senior attacker, Finn Miller, had 17 goals, 10 assists coming into tonight. Then 24, Bryce Thompson, senior midfielder, graduating. 26, Brandon Wiener, freshman. Then 28, Brendan Ring, junior defender, he'll be back. Then 29, my favorite, Hayden Bubb, the freshman, came in momentarily, played well, got a save. He may be their goaltender next year because that man right there, number 30, Henry Kurt, played incredibly well himself, the senior goaltender, graduated. And there We're talking about the coaches, Brandon Carlson, Josh Stewart, and its head coach is Chad Herr, and they have student managers for Wayzata, Natalie Rye and Sarah Best. And they're the coaches accepting their medals, and there's Sarah Best.
And head coach, Chad Herr.
And Natalie Rye and Chad Herr, the head coach. I think that's him right there. I don't know. Never met the man. And now they will step forward, the captains, and accept their runner-up trophy right there. Number 3 has it. And not an overly exuberant celebration. They're going to need to process the loss here, but they'll look back and they will never forget this experience, even though they're runner-ups. And now the Red Knights are going to accept their championship medals and trophy.
Congratulations on a fantastic season. Again, we'll start numerical order.
Numerical order. Will Connor, senior. He played so well tonight as he has throughout his career. Senior captain.
Number 1.
Next, number 1, Dylan Popane. He had a couple assists. 32 goals on the year. 34 assists coming in tonight.
Number 2, Riley
Junior, he'll be back. Next, Riley Murphy. I sung his praises most of the match, and he played incredibly well. An important cog on the defense. He's a senior. He's moving on. Sky Rolled, second leading scorer on the team. 41 goals coming in tonight. 23 assists. Senior moving on. Hunter Payer played incredibly well. Came in with 28 goals, 13 assists. Senior attacker moving on. Gus Bell, he's favoring that hamstring. Doesn't look too bad, but you can't tell by walking, but he was the leading scorer. He had 6 tonight, ending the regular season and playoffs with 61 on the year. Gus Bell. Then Benji Watts, number 7. Senior had,
Number 11, Brady.
now that was Vinny Barrett. He got his first goal of the year in the semifinal. Then Brady Marcus.
13, Rafi Johnson.
And number 11, there's Marcus. He's a sophomore. He'll be back. Vinny Beret will be back too, I just mentioned. Raphael Johnson-Nixon, a junior on defense, stellar. He'll be back, a junior. Josh Ems, number 14.
Number 15,
Sophomore goaltender, he'll be back.
Robin.
John Robbins, number 15, senior. Moving on, well, not quite yet. They've got a state tournament to play. Then Holton Vanderlinde, the sophomore, 13 goals, 10 assists on the year. He'll be back.
Number 19,
Owen Gurton, number 19, junior midfielder.
Number 20, Nick Capo.
Nick Capo, junior defender, he'll be back.
Number 21,
Then 21, David Langevin. He had 11 goals, 1 assist, just a freshman, folks. He's got 3 full years left after the state tournament. Now, number 22, senior defender, Jack Bourget. Or is it Bourget?
number 23, Jack
Senior,
Anderson.
going on to the state tournament. Jack Anderson Jr. came in with 12 goals, 3 assists. He'll be back, the midfielder. And Judah Johnson-Nixon. Those are my favorite names. Judah and Johnson-Nixon. Great name. Big kid, that 24. Tough. Then Axel Esco, senior goaltender, wins his final home game. Came in with 4.29 goals against average.
Number 27, Tyler Kirshner.
Tyler Kirshner, just a freshman defender. He'll be back.
Number 29,
Then Brant Kaltsas. Look at that great sportsmanship between that Wayzata player and Kirshner. That's Kaltsas. His sister, I believe, plays on the senior team for the girls. Cole Langevin, junior defender. And number 34, Dylan Parker. He was stellar throughout the season. Came in with 18 goals, 12 assists. He had a goal and 2 assists, or maybe 2 goals and 2 assists. And now that is Adam Backman, student manager. Just as important as any of the players, believe me, having played on high school sports teams, you need those managers, and that's Liam Kyle. And now the assistant coaches, Michael Charles, the statistician, it says in the program here. And now Drew Peterson, there he is.
And Joe Weicker.
And Joe Weichert. And now the head coach, there he is, Giuseppe Palermo. What a great soccer name, huh? Giuseppe Palermo. And hugs all around. And now the Red Knights will come and accept their trophy and pose for the final picture to celebrate their 2024 Section 5A championship. And there's Gus Bell to accept it with the rest of the Red Knights as they hold it up for their home fans who are standing in the grandstand here, just in front of the press box. And these Red Knights now will pose for the final picture, and maybe we'll hang around and wait for that shot right there.
Thank you everyone for coming out for this great game tonight. Please join us next
And
week.
there is your Section 5A 2024 champions, the Benilde-St. Margaret Red Knights. 15-1 on the year, heading to the state tournament in Chaska. And there is that picture. So, for Paul Broden, our producer, and everyone connected with our production here at ParkTV 16 Sports, my name is Robert Christensen. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And we'll see you again. Have a great night, and congratulations to the Red Knights of Benilde-St. Margaret's.